Alright, you can see that I have a new house drawn here. It's different from the one from the last video. You're going to notice in the videos going forward that I'm just using different houses that are the best examples to show you what we're trying to teach. In this case, it's obstructions. Obstructions are anything that is coming out of the roof or on the roof that is nailed or bolted down that can't be moved, such as vents, pipes, satellite dishes. I'm going to show you how to draw all of those right now. Come over to the left side where it says Add Obstructions, click on that once, and you'll see a list of different shapes we can draw. There's a polygon, rectangle, circle. You can click on one of these and that'll bring up the option to draw one of those shapes. You can either click on these or you can use the hotkeys. I'm going to use the hotkeys, but I'll tell you as I use them so you know what they are. Let's start with the pipes first. Now pipes, to identify them, it's these two right here. These are little 1-foot pipes. You can either identify them by, sometimes they'll just be little black circles, sometimes they'll have a white base around it like these ones do. But I'm just going to use the circle tool by hitting the E key on my keyboard. Now you're just going to click the left mouse button and hold it down and drag to the right to make it bigger and drag to the left to make it smaller. Now, some people draw their 1-foot pipes way too fat. They draw them about something like this. That's too big. Also, we don't want to draw them too small. Something like this would be considered too small. So we kind of want to go somewhere in between, kind of right there. If we go over to the right side, this is the stats of the shapes we've just drawn. The radius is what we're looking for. That should be around 0.3 for those pipes. I'm going to click this to exit out of the menu. We can rotate the camera and see our pipe. It is too tall. This pipe should be 1 foot. So I'm going to click on the pipe that we've drawn. I'm going to come over to the height, and in the box here, I'm just going to type the number 1. I'm going to click out of here, and there we go. There's our pipe. Now, since we've already drawn this pipe, I can go ahead and copy and paste it. So I just click on the pipe I already drew, hit Control-C to copy it, and then I'm going to hit Control-V. Now, I'm not clicking or anything, it's just following my mouse. As soon as I click the left mouse button, it's going to place that obstruction. So I'm going to hover over where I want to place it, and just click the left mouse button once. And there, that pipe has been placed there. Now, these other pipes are kind of hard to see. There's 2 more of those 1-foot pipes. What you should be doing is going into your map browser and just cycling through the images to try and see different images that may show different obstructions better. See, in this image, you can't really see this pipe right here very well next to this vent, but if I scroll one back, it's a lot more clear that there's something there. So I'm going to go back to Aurora. I already have that pipe copied, so I'm just going to copy it again, put it right there. There's also another one right next to this big pipe. This really big white circle is a bigger pipe. There's a smaller one right next to it that's a lot harder to see. I'm just going to Control-V and place that one there. There we go. Now all of our pipes are done. So just make sure you're scrolling through the near map images, looking for any other obstructions that might be hard to see in certain images. Sometimes the colors on the roof are just discoloration of shingles. That's what I believe this is up here. Just a little dark thing that just looks like discoloration. So now let's move on to the bigger pipes, which is this big white circle here. These pipes are on average between 2 and 3 feet. So same thing, just hit the E key on your keyboard, click, hold, and drag, and these ones are fatter than the 1-foot pipes. They're about like that. Just follow that white circle and follow the boundaries of that. Once again, come over to your height box on the right side, and I'm going to say that's about 3 feet there. But anywhere in between 2 and 3 feet is pretty good. But if you see on Street View or the satellite image that it's a lot taller, sometimes that happens, and so just follow whatever you're seeing. Alright, so we've got that drawn. You can see it's a little bit taller than my other pipes. Let's talk about these square vents here. Now, you'll see this commonly that they follow the ridge of a home. They're just in a long row here, so I'm going to zoom up on one of them. And to draw squares, you're going to hit the W key on your keyboard. Go up to the top corner of one of the square obstructions. Click and hold the left mouse button and drag it down to the opposite corner. Make sure that's tracing that obstruction nicely, then let go of the mouse button. I'm going to exit out of this drawing menu real quick, and I'm going to show you that, alright, now it's just a really tall square, and we want it to be flush with the home. These square vents are parallel to the roof, so we want it to do that by clicking on the obstruction you drew, and then head over to the right side where it says flush, and there's a checkbox. Just click on that so that there is a check mark in that box, and as you can see, that's made it more flush with the home there. And same thing with the square vents like the pipes, I can just copy and paste this. So click it once, Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste, and now it's just following my mouse. As soon as I click, it'll place it. place the square there. Control V, left mouse click. You get the idea, just do that to the rest of the square obstructions on the house. And there we go. They're all lined up there nicely. So let's talk about our last obstruction, the satellite dish here. You can identify satellite dishes. Usually there's a white T shape it's forming, kind of like this. Other times it won't be as clear. It might just be like a white long stripe like the top part. Our main goal is just to draw the dish part of the satellite dish. We don't need to worry about the arm that's projecting onto it. We just want the back dish part. So to do that, the best way to do it is just to hit the W key. And then I'm going to start on the back part of this dish. I'm going to drag and then let go of the mouse button once I've kind of got it the same width as that dish part in the back. Now it's not perfectly lined up, so we're going to have to rotate it. And there's this little rotate handle right here. Just grab the handle by clicking and holding the left mouse button. And then move your mouse to the right to rotate it up here. Kind of match it up the best you can, then let go. And then you can kind of move it around once you've exited out of the menu there. And place it up a lot better, right? Like that. Now, satellite dishes are anywhere in between 2 and 3 feet usually. I like to split the difference and just put it at 2.5. There you go. We have drawn all the obstructions on this home. These are some basic obstructions. Now, you might come across some weird ones. If it's a weird shape, what you'll do is you'll just use the Q key on your keyboard. So if you hit Q, and say we just had a weird shape right here, it's kind of something kind of roundish, but also having some cuts maybe, some weird angles. What you'll do is it's just like drawing a roof with the Q tool though. You're going to click once to form a point, and you let go of the mouse button, and you're still going to have this. As soon as you click again, it's going to put another point there. So if I just had this weird sort of shape like that, and say that was the shape of an obstruction on the home, then I could maybe just click it, make it flush. That way no panels will be able to be placed there. But that's how you would do a custom shape if one existed at all, or if you come across one. But yeah, that's about it for obstructions.